So today we're going to install our Armortech doors. They do have a video, but it's terrible. So we're going to remake it so you can actually see and hear what's going on. We've already taken off our mesh doors, so we are a little bit ahead. You can see there's some bolts missing, but we'll go over that. We've already got the other side done. We've learned how to do it, so we'll show you guys some easier ways to do it and some tips and tricks. So anyway, part of the process, you got to pull these guards off. It is a T40 Torx head. Take those off. One of them's already off for the regular mesh doors, and same with the bottom bolt. So you can just take that off, set it aside. You're not going to use it again. And then you're going to take the original hardware and use it back to mount a bracket right here. So first thing you guys are going to do is get your door jambs and get them out. And then we're going to put the hinges on. So you've got just a regular pin style hinge so you can lift off the doors, which is kind of nice. You're going to want to put the pin on the door and the other female side on the door jamb. So that, and then you're going to take these little Phillips head 1/4 inch bolts that are 5/8 long, a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut, and go ahead and put them through. It's just kind of nice to do it right here, and it's a lot easier to get to your bolts. You can turn them over and just put your flat washer, lock washer, and a nut on there. And then on this lower hinge, there's another bracket that goes here. So you need to use a 1-inch bolt like this and go through. And you can leave that loose because, like I said, it'll go match up into that other bracket. And again, a flat washer. And this one actually has a nylon nut with it. And do the same with your other washer and put it on, or your other hinge. Put it on. And again, 1/4 by 5/8 Phillips nut, bolt, whatever you want to call it. And put lock washer, or flat washer, lock washer, and a nut. You can go ahead and leave these loose. You've got to get the doors adjusted once you get them installed. So finger tight is plenty at the moment. So this is an inside bracket for the door jambs. They're all marked the same, so you just kind of have to figure out which one goes where. They go where the original handle went, and then the L comes up, and you use the original hardware to install those. I'd put everything, they're slotted for adjustment. Put everything about in the middle, and then you can adjust one way or the other depending on what where your door needs to go when you're finally aligning it up. Go ahead and, like I said, you gotta run them down just so it'll stay there while we're mounting everything else. So they have made these nuts for us already that slide up into these mounting brackets where the old Polaris equipment was. And then you use these, I think about 6mm number 5 Allen screws to mount that on there. And you go ahead and get your Armortech door jamb. It goes in the rear, and you can lift it up and get it mounted. So this is where that long bolt we were talking about goes in, and it'll set in there, and it'll actually help hold your door jamb while you get this lined up. So you can just set that in there, and then take one bracket and put it in, and put your door jamb in there with it. So we got our top ones in, and then we're going to put our bottom one in. I had to have the cameraman's help to get that one lined up. It was a little tight. Definitely easier if there's two people on this project. Then we go ahead and get these started, and then we'll get them lined up as well. Then you're going to take these J brackets, and they hook on the inside of the frame on the roof, and then go through this little hole right here and line up and hold the top of that in. They take a flat washer and a lock nut as well. So this one's the same way. You've got to take the second bolt out of here, and we're use the original hardware from the Ranger to install this bracket. Again, we're just going to put it on here, leave it loose, so we can adjust it in and out depending on where it needs to go. So then you're going to take your front door jamb, it's the one without the armor tech, and it lines up. Use the pre-existing holes that are already in the Ranger, and then you just put one in up top here just to let it hang while you get everything else lined up, and it'll hang there, and then you can get all your other holes lined up, get your bracket lined up. It's hitting this bolt on us right now. That lined up, and then the other holes will line up, and then I'll just put another one in right there until we get everything tightened down. So we've got these ones on and these ones on. They're a little loose, so we can adjust the door still. Then it's time to mount to the bracket that we already installed in there. We've got this one in there holding it for us, and then this one just slides into a little slot on that bracket. But you take your 1/4 inch by 5/8 bolts, and the rhino lining makes them kind of tough to push in. Just push them in, you'll be good. And then flat washer, lock washer, and a nut. So we're having a little trouble. These holes aren't quite put in the right spot, and or the rhino linings cause them not quite be lined up. So we're actually going to have to make that hole just a tiny bit bigger to get them to line up. The other side we didn't have to do that, so I just think it's something funny with this side. Anyway, like I said, just pretty much cleared the paint off more than anything, and it goes right in. So you may have to do that. Like I said, the other side we didn't have to, this side we did, so who knows. Again, same thing, got that bracket in there. Your 1/4 by 5/8 bolts. And then we're gonna, again, install this J bracket into the roof and the door jamb here. And then get lined up, and then it's a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut. So this is the little block off plate for this kit, and it goes right there to help make a nice transition to there. Then we get it lined up, and then mark your holes and drill it out. Takes a 1/4 inch drill bit, and then you put a little 1/4 inch by 5/8 bolt in it. Go. We have our holes drilled now, and you just go ahead and put your 1/4 inch by 5/8 screws in. Say on this, on the door handles, there's a bag full of bolts, and I have a longer one. There's the longest ones in the kit, so they're easy to figure out. But it's your striker for your door handle. So you want to install your nut a little ways, and then put it in your button on your door handle. So when you push it, it goes in. You can put your gaskets in there and set that there. And then if you look in here, you can see the door handle. It's stuck right there. So you can see it. So it's not far enough to get that to reset. So we have to back our bolt out a little bit till it hits that. There you go. Alright. So that's how you set your door handle. 3 more bolts with washers that go up to the bottom. Bolt it on. So now we've got our door handle installed and our hinges are on. We're going to go ahead and set the door. Sometimes you just got to hold your mouth just right to get things in. Oh, that one's way loose. Alright. We leave everything loose so that we can get this door adjusted and everything. So the door is hung. Now we're going to go ahead and mount our striking plate and our latch there. So this is the striker for the driver's side door. There's a left hand and a right hand, and they mount where the buckle for the mesh doors is mounted. Anyway, and then the striker goes lower, so you can mount it 2 ways. You can mount it up or down. It actually goes down, and then you take the little bolt plate that is provided with the kit, and it goes on the back, and then you have two 6mm Allen head bolts that go in it. So one of the little tricks that we learned, these are slotted so they can slide up and down, but you can go ahead and start your plate with one of your Allen screws. So you can just start it, and then that leaves you enough room that you can still slide your striker plate or striker bar in, and then you can do your top one. So the other thing you have to remove this little stake pocket that comes for the other doors, and it's a T40. Just go ahead and take that out. You're not going to reuse them, so you can just go ahead and pull them all the way out. So at this point, your rear door is installed. It actually latches. We're going to go ahead and adjust it. We got some gaps we want to clean up, and adjust it where it needs to fit, and then tighten them up. We're going to go ahead and hang the front door now. Same thing. You got to take your clip in for your mesh doors and your stake pocket out, and then go ahead and mount your striker bar, and then do the same thing. Get it adjusted. So we've got our door trim on. We took our buckle off for our doors and our stake pocket off, and then now we're going to go ahead and mount the striker. You can do the same thing kind of like on the back. Just start one bolt in the bottom, and then have room to slide this down in underneath it, go all the way through like that, and then go ahead and start your other bolt like so. So you don't want to tighten this all the way down. Same thing, it's all needs to be adjusted with the door. The one sad thing is we do have to take our mirror off. It does hit when you close the door. So we got to pull the mirror off, and then we're going to go ahead and hang this other door. Same thing goes with this. Everything's still loose. We've got our door handle already on and adjusted right. So you can go ahead and hang these doors. Oh, the door pin already came out. Well, that's no good. Armor Tech, your hinges are already coming apart. So we might have to take the welder and weld that one back together. Yeah. Anyway, then we'll go ahead and get this all lined up, and then you're good to go. It's probably a two-person job. Probably take you 2.5, 3 hours. So far, other than the hinge coming apart, it seems to be decent quality. I'm not a fan of the Phillips head or the Allen heads. They could go with a Torx head or just a regular hex head. That's what I would do. I mean, it is 2022. We have that technology. So other than that, they seem to fit good. We'll give a review here in a little while and see how it goes.